Weather and salt moisture indicate it will be full speed ahead for the start of Speed Week in about 10 days. The Bureau of Land Management is getting ready to close a portion of the Bonneville Salt Flats in preparation for the event. BLM outdoor recreation planner Tyler Jute tells KSL NewsRadio's Don Brinkerhoff all systems are go.
So a lot of the racers out there have many generations and centuries of combined experience with reading the moisture content of the salt and determining if it's a good time to groom it or not. So before the racing even begins, they'll drag a steel drag out to prepare the track surface itself. Once racing begins, historically we've seen conditions get pretty wet early on, especially 2 years ago. But this year the forecast looks dry, and then as wind picks up, that also becomes a concern, especially for the streamliner vehicles, which have a pretty significant side profile. So I think anything over 15 knots is when they start to look at postponing races.
He says the BLM will temporarily close the area starting on Monday so crews can get the track groomed.
As far as air humidity, you can get as dry as you want. The salt will really hold on to that moisture well, and the track will remain tacky. As vehicles drive over it, oftentimes we'll see track conditions improve, and the salt will continue to get smoother over time. Heat will, of course, cause a little bit more evaporation of the moisture in the salt. But, once the course is groomed, it smooths out the salt crystals, so not a lot of water can evaporate in that week that they're occupying the salt flats.
Racing events are scheduled to begin August 2nd and run through August 8th, but Jude says more events will take place at the end of August.
We have the Bonneville Motorcycle Speed Trials immediately following Speed Week. That's 23 August through the 28th. And that's just what it sounds like. You have a lot of high-speed motorcycles as well as some scooters and historic vehicles go out there and set a similar course. And they'll go out there for their speed trials, followed up by World of Speed, which is run by a different organization, and that's September 5th through the 8th. And then wrapping up September 27th through the 30th with World Finals. So we have quite the ample opportunities for people in the Wasatch area and the Salt Lake Valley to get out there and see some high-speed vehicles. This was also the first year for another racing group, the ECTA, East Coast Timing Association, to get out there. So, as land speed racing gains in popularity, we're going to see the race window expand and hopefully give people a good opportunity to go out and see some fast vehicles.
He says visitors to the Salt Flats will still have limited access this month unless they want to pay for Speed Week events.
Well, when you take that access road out there, when you first start driving down the road for about the first 2 miles, we call that surrounding area the mud flats. And what that is a silica-based mud that has a moderate salt content, so it appears kind of gray-brownish in color. Once you get to the end of the access road, you get onto the salt flats itself, and that's where that exclusive use closure comes into play. So people looking to get out onto the salt who might not know that there's an event going on, they'll be able to get to that checkpoint at the end of the access road, and the helpful staff there will be able to guide them and say, hey, if you want to proceed onto the salt flats that you see out in front of you, this pristine, white, barren expanse, there is an entrance fee of $25 for Speed Week. If they're interested in traveling onto the salt up to 100 feet just to take some pictures, that's generally not a problem. But the mud flats surrounding can provide, also great recreation. Additionally, if people want to travel north of the salt flats to the Silver Island Mountains, that gives you a great commanding view over the salt as well as part of the surrounding areas like Pilot Valley. And they can certainly do that for free and stay up to 14 days.
Speed Week runs August 2nd through August 8th.